All right, happy Friday, everybody. We've got a 14 game slate. Interesting day yesterday. We'll talk about the recap first and then we'll go through the games. Full transparency, I deleted all the bets from yesterday, but I know what they are. We can talk about them. Um, they should have been right here. I deleted them. That's on me. So, anyway, we hit the pitcher parlay and that was plus three something. We ended up missing the Yankees first five, barely missed that by like 13 runs, so that was pretty sweaty. Let's see, what else did we have? We ended up missing the Brewers. Brewers are awesome. They ended up scoring a run in the first, but they had bases loaded, should have scored more. And then they had two outs. Manny Machado hit one that still hasn't landed. And then Merrill hit one right after that. So then it was 4-0 or 4-1. And the Brewers left 11 runners on base, and they should have won. Outfielder dropped the fly ball. Yeah, it was like the bad news Bears. So that sucked. They ended up tying it in the ninth despite all their challenges. And the Padres won on a walk-off. So I thought we might pull that one out. That sucked. I had two parlays that were just waiting on the Brewers to win, and it didn't happen. So that part sucked. Ultimately, on the day, though, we were up just a little bit and up on my bets as well. So overall, really good day. The previous 2 days, even yesterday, games have just been really, really weird. So it was good to get in the green column. The Twins, what the hell is going on with the Twins? They can't win in extras. That was frustrating as well. All right, let's jump into the slate today. We've got Mets, we've got Cubs. Jose Quintana going up against Shota Imanaga. I don't know how to say that name. Anyway, should be pretty good, right? Which Shota are we going to get? Shota at home during the day has been quite good. This was a shocking stat. 3-0 with a .88 ERA in day games, and that is over 30 innings. And he's given up 3 earned runs in those 30 innings. So when I first saw that, I'm like, all right, we're talking about 10 innings, but 30. It's a pretty good track record. And then just overall at home, he's got a 1.3 ERA. So I really like him today. That's kind of hard to say, right? It's hard to say you're backing the Cubs over the Mets when they're 8-2 in their last 10, and the bats have been on fire the last 7 days. So kind of hard to say that, but I guess really we're backing Shota over the Mets bats, just simply because at home he's been really good. That said, he could lay an egg. Like he is due. If we look at his FIP at 71, expected FIP is 88. He's already had a couple bad outings. We just haven't seen it at home yet. But I do think it's coming. Not sure if it'll be today, but the wind's blowing in, so that's going to help. If we look, I mean, this guy's a 66% of his outs come via the fly ball. So if you know Wrigley, the wind plays a massive factor. And when it's blowing in, quite hard to hit it out, although this isn't a super strong wind. Couple of bets I like. I got a lot of notes here because I thought this was an interesting game. 9 of the last 10 pitchers versus the Mets have gone under their K prop, so 90%. And they faced some pretty good pitching over the last 10 games. So I really like Shota under 6.5 Ks. A little juiced at minus 150, so have to have a dance partner there, which we do. So we'll talk about that in one of our parlays. I like the Nerfy at minus 130. I think that's pretty good. I like the first 5 under at 4.5 at minus 125. I think that's really good value considering the total is 8. Really, really like that. Another one I found that I thought was kind of interesting is Cubs to score the first run at minus 105. Right? If we really think Shota's going to shut them down, that's a pretty outstanding bet right there at really good money. So that might be one I take. If you're on the Mets side, so I'll give you the flip side. Let's say you think Shota's going to have a rough outing. You can go Mets first 5 team total over 1.5 for minus 120. I'm not doing it, but if you think Shota's going to have a bad day, that's great value, right? Let's see. We already talked about that one. Quintana over 3.5 K. So he's been over in 5 of 7 of his away starts, and the last 6 of 10 pitchers have hit their K prop against the Cubs. So kind of like that. I mean, Quintana doesn't have great stuff, but if we look at the pitch splits, he should find some success today. It's actually Shota that technically should struggle. I don't think he will, but on paper, really, he should struggle more than Jose. So that over 3.5 K prop is a little bit juicy, especially when we look at the Cubs against left-handers, striking out at 21.2% over the last week. So that's an option there if you're looking for that. Next game, Diamondbacks Phillies. Man, I don't like when Taijuan Walker is pitching because he is a little hard to predict. So I don't love looking at Phillies here just because I don't know what we're gonna get out of these two pitchers. These guys are they're like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Jordan Montgomery could go out and just throw a gem. He's definitely capable of it. I don't think he will. I'm kind of banking that he won't. We got the wind blowing out a little bit. I like the over in this. It was at 9, then it was 9.5. Now it's 10. 10's a little juiced for me. 9.5 I probably would have bet, but I'm not going to go 10. I like Philly's first 5 minus a half a run. That's been a staple. They are very, very good. First 5 money line at home, they're 28-12. So I'll take that. Now, conversely, the Diamondbacks actually have a winning record first 5 away. So that's a little risky. You're just kind of banking that they don't get to Taijuan as much as the Phillies get to Jordan Montgomery. So we'll have to see. I like Montgomery under 4.5 Ks. That will be another piece of our pitcher parlay prop today. And like I said, I like Phillies team total over 4.5. This ain't the guy that should keep them down. So I really like that prop. Ultimately, I think the Phillies win, but the Diamondbacks have hot bats. We look over the last 14 days and last 7 days, these bats are quite hot. So wouldn't shock me if D-backs throw up, something early, 2, 3, 4 runs against Walker. Definitely could happen. It's going to be a very warm day there too, so ball should be carrying. All right, White Sox, Tigers. This game's a shit show. I'm not going to lie. It's like 2 T-ball teams. Like they can't hit. Neither team can hit. Great pitching matchup though. We've got Fedde going up against Flaherty. I mean, the White Sox have won 20 games, and somehow Fedde has 5 of those wins, which is crazy. The fact that he's 5-1 on that team, pretty amazing. This is a tough one to handicap, right? My first instinct, Tigers probably win. But at minus 175, I'm not sold that they're a 64% favorite to win this game just because Flaherty's on the mound. Right? Great pitching's nice, but if you can't score and the other team gets 1 run, you lose, last time I checked. So this is almost really good value, sneaky value to go for a White Sox play here. I lean White Sox. Ultimately, do I think Tigers win? Probably. Love the Nerfy here. It's been getting juiced throughout the day, though. That'll be on our Nerfy parlay that we're doing, though. Really love the Nerfy here. All right, I like this is kind of a crazy bet. Might not hit. It's too good a value to pass up, in my opinion, against 2 teams that really suck at hitting. First 5 under 3.5 at plus money. Like I said, will it hit? Statistically, no. But I just like it. We do have the wind blowing out, though, so that makes this bet less attractive, but I'm still going to do it. I just like the value there with 2 teams that just aren't good hitters against 2 good pitchers. All right, next game, we've got the Rays and the Pirates. Pirates were the early favorite, and this line shifted today. I love the Rays at plus 100. I'm pissed I didn't lock that in last night. Pepio going up against basically it's either a minor leaguer or a bullpen pitcher. Not good. All day Pepio here. Pepe all day. So we're going Rays money line. I like Pepio over 5.5 Ks, a little juiced at minus 150. If we look at Tampa Bay, they are 5 wins, 8 losses in their last 13. Won't blow you away, but they've won 3 of their last 4. They were hitting the Twins. Their bullpen looked really good against the Twins for the most part. For the most part, they didn't throw their closer in last night, and that about bit them in the ass. But They've looked pretty good. Offensively, they've been a lot better than they have. You look at their 14-day split versus their 7, dramatic difference. So the offense is starting to wake up, and I like them to get a lot of runs against the Pirates today at PNC, where they just won a 1-0 game against the Reds. So not like their offense is firing on all cylinders, and all 3 games in that series went under. All right, next game, really good game. Hard to pick one here. Yankees, Braves. I lean Yankees. I mean, Jesus, they are 51-26, 23-12 at home. I know they're going up against Chris Sale. You got Rodon on the other side. Atlanta clearly has the pitching advantage. Rodon scares me a little bit. His control can get a little lacking at times, which can get a little scary. I feel like he's kind of always working out of jams. But I like the Yankees here. Statistically, I would say Braves are favored, but we're at home in Yankee Stadium. I just feel like that's a massive advantage there. You could go for the Nerfy here. I'm not touching it, but if you want to, sure. I just the odds of somebody hitting one out are just too good for me. I'm gonna pass on that. I like Rodon under 6.5 Ks at plus money. I think that's pretty good. I know the Braves are striking out at a decent clip, but Rodon should struggle a little bit with his pitch mix against this team. They hit sliders pretty decently. They're not great at changeups, but they hit the fastball well. So I guess the game plan would be to jump on him early with the fastballs. So I like that bet a lot, under 6.5 Ks. He's only been over that line in 40% of his last 10 games. So that's 4 out of 10. I'll do the math for you. I'll break it down. And then you got Chris Sale, over 6.5 Ks. He has been under this number in his last 5 away starts. I kind of forgot to put the under there, but he's been under in his last 5. Not by a lot, but he has been under. So you could look there. The bet I love in this game is team total over 3.5. That's stupid low for a high-powered Yankees offense. I mean, that's 2 2-run home runs, right? Pretty easy. Or a 3-run home run, a solo, or a grand slam. I'm sure we can break it down all kinds of different ways. However, that just feels stupid low for a team that is 51-26. I know they haven't looked amazing lately. They're still the Yankees. So that's one of my favorite bets today. Really, really low value there. And the over 7.5, I don't think these pitchers are that good. I would 100% lean the over. 4-5 mile an hour breeze blowing in. There's going to be some balls leaving the yard, man. All right, next game. Red Sox and Reds. Another one I wish I would have bet last night because the Red Sox were underdogs. Now they're favored. So another reason to jump on those lines early. Andrew Abbott going up against Cutter Crawford. So when I saw this last night, I'm just like, it doesn't make sense. Why are the Red Sox the underdogs here? So I kept digging, trying to find like a reason. Give me a reason why. When the Red Sox bats have been on fire, the Reds, I don't know where their bats are. It just didn't make sense. So kind of digging through. I mean, this is the only thing I can see. If we look at Cutter Crawford, he's been giving up a lot of earned runs, right? We see a lot of green there. So he's been over in 4 of his last 5 games. He's been over in 5 of his last 7. So struggling maybe a little bit, but the Reds offense just isn't clicking right now. Could that change at GABP? Absolutely. It's going to be hot as hell here. The ball will be flying. So we'll have to look at that. And this dude is both of them are fly ball pitchers. So there's going to be some balls leaving the yard today. Andrew Abbott, on the other hand, when we look at home, he's been really good. With the exception of the Cardinals, he's been rock solid. His last outing was extremely good too. That was away though. So, decent little pitchers matchup here. But like I said, should be some balls leaving the yard. I don't touch overs at Great American. It feels like it should always be over, but it very, very rarely actually does for some reason. You can see the Reds are 56% on the under, and the Red Sox go under more than they go over. So that would leave you to say under, but I'm not doing that. Not today. Kind of an interesting line. Crawford under 5.5 Ks is minus 105 on DraftKings. But if we look at Pinnacle, which is a very, very sharp sports book, they have it at minus 150. It's a really big variance, right? I feel like he probably goes over because the Reds love striking out, but there's really good value there. So might take that. At the end of the day, I like Red Sox money line. I like them first five. I think they'll get to Abbott for a couple, and I just don't know if the Reds bats will show up to hit Crawford. So lean towards the Red Sox there. All right, Mariners, Marlins. This Marlins team is frustrating. They are so frustrating to handicap, right? St. Louis goes down there, all 3 games go into extra innings, and the Marlins win 2 out of 3. Like, should never happen. And now we've got George Kirby against Trevor Rogers. Massive pitching advantage to the Mariners. Mariners have been on a roll offensively, which is usually, they have great pitching and terrible hitting. The offense hasn't been terrible. That Guardian series was kind of all over the place. Seattle smacked them around, then the Guardians smacked them around. So a lot of offense in that series. But obviously leaning towards the Mariners today. Juiced at minus 166. That's a parlay piece to me. If you want to play it by itself, you got to play run line. And you're getting plus money. When the Marlins lose, if we look at their margin of win or loss, it's minus 1.6. So when the Marlins do lose, it's typically by more than 1 run. So I think them and the Rockies, those are just teams you play run lines against. More often than not, you're going to come out with profit. And if we look at their bullpen, terrible. Mariners bullpen's really good. Mariners have been really good on first 5 lines. If we look, they have a winning record overall, home and away. So doing quite well there. But the Marlins, the weird little Marlins, do play okay at home. And they do like to come prepared the first game of a series. I'm not sure what the weather is here. Let's see. Nope. All right. We got to get that working. But probably nice because it's Miami and it's just Miami weather. It's always nice out. So, like I said, heavy lean towards the Mariners. Heavy lean. They're not as good against left-handed bats, but I think they'll get the job done against Rogers. He's not an elite, top-tier lefty here. He's giving up a 286 batting average to opponents. So there's only one way to go with that game. This game, hard to handicap this one. Guardians, Toronto. Guardians went up to Toronto and forgot their bats. So Toronto's coming back down to Ohio. It's Carlos Carrasco Day. That's usually a scary ass day if you're a Cleveland fan. I am not. I hate Cleveland. But he gives up a lot of runs. So I think the Guardians win because the Blue Jays are also throwing like a bullpen pitcher, minor league pitcher. I don't know. It's going to be a shit show of a game. Wind's going to be blowing in. Don't really love the overs. I don't trust Toronto's bats enough to take an over. But I do think they get runs because it's Carlos Carrasco. So I think the best bet there would be taking Toronto first 5 over 2.5 runs for plus money, or taking the team total over 4.5, which against Carrasco, they might get that in the second inning. So that would be where my money would lie. Carrasco's got like a 5 or a 6 ERA. He is just not good. And gave up a ton of runs against them last time. I think he gave up 5 runs in the first 3 innings when he faced them last week. All right, next game, Rangers, Royals. Really hard one to handicap just because neither offense has been exceptional, right? I mean, the Royals almost got swept by the Athletics. That kind of tells you all you need to know. They're heavy underdogs, though. It's hard to back the Rangers when they haven't been hitting either, right? Royals 3-7, Rangers 4-6. They've got a pitching advantage with Eovaldi. But Eovaldi, he's been giving up a lot of runs lately early. So, but he's good in the first inning, right? I like the Nerfy here. Eovaldi's 12-1 at home on Nerfies. Singer, 6-6 when he's away. So that's the coin flip probably. But I trust that the Rangers offense isn't good. So really like the Nerfy play there. I think Singer holds them at bay. So I like Rangers under 2.5 runs for the first 5. It's probably my best bet. My lean here, minus 155, little juice for me for the Rangers. I would lean Royals, and that's a very light lean, but not betting this game. I actually don't even think I ranked it. I think this is the game I did not rank. So I'll go over my rankings of every team, but I missed them. Maybe, I don't know. They'd be at the bottom. All right, Orioles Astros. This line has this line was minus 142 last night. God, I missed so much profit last night. Astros are throwing a kid coming up from Double A that was in High A to start the year. This guy has been pitching really well and just transcending through the ranks. But he's making his first major league start. Mid 90s guy, supposed to have decent control. Watched a couple of videos of him pitching. I think there's going to be a couple walks and he's going to get dinged up. So Orioles offense is hot. So I really like Orioles run line, money line. If you want to play it safe and you think the Astros might hit Rodriguez, which is possible, you could play it safe and do, actually, it's not even safe. It's actually the smarter play. Team total over 4.5, right? This is a team that just put up 672 runs against Luis Gil yesterday. So I like them to put up 5 today, going up against the Astros. And Astros Park, nice little park to hit. All right, next game. Nationals Rockies. Initially, I was on the Rockies here. I had to talk myself off for this, but I kind of like to go through, and this is what I do. I'll go through, won't do any research, and just put, this is who I think's going to win, right? Just gut feeling who I think. And then I will try to talk myself out of that. I'll do research and see if I can talk myself out of it, or maybe I just end up, oh, wow, I really am on the right side of this. So initially, I was on the Rockies. I'm like, DJ Herz. I know Dakota Hudson sucks, but Rockies have been banging, right? We look at last 7 days. They've been tagging left-handed pitching. So that's kind of where my gut went. Nationals, not so much, but kind of dug into the numbers a little bit more. I don't think I have any support here, but Herz has been really good, right? We look at his FIP right now, 55. Like, this dude's been dealing. Really good lefty. So I think he gets it done today. They should hit Dakota Hudson. This should be a good wake-up game for the Nats bats. They're a little streaky, but I think they come in Coors Field, wind blowing out. You know, you could take the over 11, but I actually think Herz is going to have a day. That's what scares me about that. But I like Nats money line. I like Nats first 5. You know, to me, it's just we're fading Hudson, and I think Herz has a decent day. So that's really all it comes down to. It's not my favorite bet, but I do think Nats get it done. I have them ranked decently high, though, because I believe Hertz gets it done. Still a little scary, though. Back in the Nats gets a little sketchy. This game, Twins and Athletics. I fucking hate the Twins right now. Like, I don't even want to talk about this game. I like, get mad. You suck. Like, god damn it, hit a baseball. They strike out so much. And they're playing the Athletics. I'm not taking 170 when I just saw him get beat by the Rays 2 games in a row. Paddock, I don't trust Paddock. This dude could get knocked all over the place, and the Athletics have been hitting decent, right? We look at the batting splits. The Twins, they've been hitting. They're just not getting runs. So I don't trust them. Maybe this is the game I didn't rank. I don't know. I would take the over here. Wind's blowing out. Don't trust Paddock. Don't trust Estes. I think one of these teams puts up 5 runs, so we only need the other team to put up 3 to push 4 to go ahead. So I really like the over here. Screw the Twins. All right, next game, Brewers Padres. Oh, the Brewers. Brewers are underdogs today. You got Colin Rea, who's 6-2, going up against Dylan Cease. Dylan's just been getting rocked a little bit early, right? I don't know if the Mets were his last outing. I think it was, but he got rocked pretty early on. He got hit up for, 4 runs in the first inning and didn't get any outs. So, and that's been the last couple of games. We've seen him struggle early and then kind of get into a rhythm like innings 3 and on. So, is that today? I don't know. I mean, the Brewers, they've been hitting okay, right? Padres haven't been over the past week, but we saw the bats come to life last night. Tatis hit a home run, Machado hit a home run, Merrill hit a home run, a couple doubles. Like, they look pretty good, actually, which shocked me because they were traveling from the East Coast back to the West Coast. So I thought there might be a little bit of tiredness there, but they came out firing. I like San Diego. I like the over. I like Dylan Cease over 6.5 Ks, but a little too juiced for me, so I'm not going to play that. That's where I lean on that. I just don't trust Colin Rea at the end of the day. But I don't trust Dylan Cease either. So I'm not a game I'm going to be betting on personally. All right, next game. Angels, Dodgers. Patrick Sandoval going up against Landon Knack. Dodgers are rolling, man. Dodgers are rolling. I like them run line. I like them money line. Until the offense stops hitting, then we'll kind of change our tune. But they've been profitable lately, so I like them get the job done against Mr. Sandoval. But you never know. Angels they're a sneaky team that sometimes hit, but I don't think it's tonight. So banking Dodgers, and even if they do hit, I think the Dodgers just out hit them. So you could look at the over too if you trust the Angels offense. Just a little too skittish for me. They're up and down too much. If we look at the bullpen, it's not even close. They're not good in ERA, right? They have a 5.35 ERA versus Dodgers 3.15. Yeah, just a pretty good advantage there. So I like the Dodgers. All right, let's talk about our bets here. So what are we going with today? I've got a decent amount actually. Initially I didn't like this slate, and I still don't like it from a picking teams to win standpoint. It's a little dodgy. I see a lot of upsets today. I like Yankees team total over 3.5. We're going to do that. We're going to do Phillies team total. I think they get to Jordan Montgomery. I like that White Sox Detroit first 5 under 3.5 at plus money. I wouldn't recommend tailing that, but I'm going to do it because I think there's value there. I like Rays money line today. I think that's a really good value. Pepio going up against a pretty crap pitcher, and the Rays have shown some life recently. So winning 3 of their last 4, I'll back them. Red Sox money line against Cincinnati. I think, that's a little bit of a toss-up, but at the end of the day, just too good of value to pass up on a team that's hitting so well versus the Reds who are struggling offensively. So too much to pass up on. I think Cutter Crawford has a good day. I think Abbott has a good day too. I just don't think they give him the run support he needs. And then Baltimore over 4.5 team total. Like I said, going up against a minor leaguer making his pitching debut tonight. Damn, like that is literally the last team I would want to face after they just threw up 700 runs. That number just keeps getting higher. 700 runs against the Yankees last night. And then in terms of our parlays, we've got Jordan Montgomery under 4.5 Ks, Imanaga under 6.5 Ks, and then we're going Flaherty 6+ Ks. That's an alt line. I don't like the 6.5. The 6.5 scares me. Flaherty scares me a little bit, right? He had some back stiffness 2 starts ago. We're kind of crossing our fingers that he doesn't have any type of issues tonight, but that could happen. That's the scary part about this. But I didn't see another one that I trusted as much as that. But plus 329, and then we're gonna do a Nerfy parlay. This is some dangerous shit. I'm probably not gonna hit. I would recommend doing 2 out of the 3. Probably not all 3, but I like to party. Cubs and Mets, White Sox, Tigers, Marlins, Mariners. The Marlins scare me the most. Marlins at home just seem to like to score in the first inning. So that's the team in the game that terrifies me the most about this bet. We could cash out before it gets to that. I don't know. I got to look at start times. Probably not. All right, and then the only money line play I went with was Orioles, Mariners, Nats money line. Oh, that's not right. This is not right. Scratch that. Initially, I was going to go with that. I ended up going with the Rays instead. Once I found out who the Pirates were pitching, ended up putting it on the Rays. So we went Orioles, Mariners, Rays, and I kind of changed my rankings for that. So this is kind of the order I like. This doesn't necessarily mean, go ham and bet all fucking 13 teams. This is just the order of likeliness I expect them to win. Yesterday, I think I did like 12 teams. We got like 8 or 9 right. So we're going to get the majority of them right. I think I do enough research to get the vast majority right. But once you get below, let's say 5, it gets a little dodgy. But that doesn't mean parlay the first 5 together. Jesus Christ, don't do that. And if you do, it's like a quarter unit deal. But I'll mix and match, right? So I'll probably do, we did Orioles, Mariners, Rays. I'll probably do like Phillies, Nats, right? Once I get below like 4. I like to do like 2s, maybe 3s if I find something out later on, feel like I have an edge. So I might do like Red Sox Twins, or I'm probably not going to touch the Yankees game, I'll be honest. I really don't trust anything below 8. So Yankees, Cubs, Tigers, Guardians, Royals. Bit of a coin flip games to me. Like I said, Yankees, I like the team total. Other than that, I see coin flips. But that is going to do it with today's video. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. I will catch you tomorrow.